preliminary quarter-final this weekend, Ciaran, Tipperary against Offaly. And, Offaly have had the 3 weeks to sort of come down after that defeat after extra time in the Joe McDonagh final. Darragh Maher, who got sent off for, putting the hand across the face guard, but I didn't think it was a red card. That's been upheld, so he won't be playing. I suppose most people are just expecting this to be a tune-up fight for Tipperary ahead of Galway.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Shane, to see what way Tipperary approach it, because at the end of the day, everybody thought to the foregone conclusion that Tip were kind of going to jump the fence against Waterford, and it didn't happen. So how are they going to react to that? So there's a huge prize, a huge incentive there for Tipperary. So I'd be expecting a massive performance on Tipperary in this particular one. So will it manifest itself? Only time will tell.
Yeah, and John, Cathal Barrett, apparently he's back and played that training match against Dublin. Not entirely sure about Jake Morris. There's hope that he'll play. Looks like Gerard O'Connor might be gone for the season, even, and Brian McGrath as well. Like, Tipperary's panel is fairly stretched at this stage.
Yeah, and Jason Ford missing as well. And, look, I'd expect them to get over Offaly. Offaly had huge disappointment losing to Carlow, and losing the under-20 final as well. So, look, I expect Tip to come out well on top there.
Yeah, and Ciaran, do you think that a lot of people are tipping up Tipperary this week as being dark horses for the All-Ireland? With the amount of players that Tipperary are missing, unless a lot of them come back in a short space of time, I can't really see that happening.
No, but to be fair, Cahill has got a fair twist out of them, bar that Waterford result. They've been pretty good up until that particular match. And, if they jump the fence, they're throwing them, and if they do it in style, they're throwing themselves right in the mental pot. I suppose, Shane, looking at the All-Ireland series now from here going forward, I think it's actually open for duck season. There's possibly 2 or 3 teams there that are probably, in my opinion, series contenders. And it's up to the rest then to throw themselves in the mental pot. Galway, for example, Gerard McInerney and Dahi Burke, they're 2 guys now that needs to be wrapped in cotton wool, and they need to be minded, and they need to be fresh for the next game, because they're huge for Galway going forward. The rest of the Galway team is fine, but they've been around a long time, and it'll be interesting now to see that type of defeat against Kilkenny, what kind of a mark is going to leave in those 2 guys. Because if Galway are going to do anything queer this year, or if they're going to contest an All-Ireland final, they'll need McInerney and Dahi Burke commanding in both positions. So it'll be interesting to see how all of that plays out.
And do you think that there's expectation on Tipperary to go ahead and kind of fulfil this role of dark horse, John, and make a real push for the All-Ireland from here? Because you're talking about beating Offaly, Galway, Limerick just to get to a final.
Yeah, but look, I think it comes down to, the semi-finals, really. I think I wouldn't necessarily agree with Ciaran saying there's 2 or 3 contenders. I think there's 1 contender and then there's 3 behind them. I think it's Limerick's to lose. I think if he can get Cian Lynch in there, get him in the centre forward and really get Limerick going, get really ticking, I think Limerick can drive on here. I think it's up to the others. Kilkenny will be Kilkenny because they're used to playing in Croke Park. And I also mentioned that during the week that the Leinster counties get the value of playing in Croke Park week in, week out. The Munster counties don't. So it's I'm not saying it's a new experience, but it's different than playing in Thurles or in Limerick. I think it's Limerick's to lose. I think they'll win it. But, Tip will give it a rattle. Kilkenny will give it a rattle. Galway will, Tip. Look, it's there. It's knockout hurling now. There's no messing about now. You really need to put your best foot forward. And as Ciaran said there, get your best players playing well when it matters on the Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock in Croke Park. That's it.